Welcome at Toscana Mia. Today we are preparing a focaccia. Focaccia and bread is something that we would like always to realize, but certain focaccia and certain bread takes more time. This one is a one that takes time. So now you do the preparation, and then let's consider that after preparing the dough, it will need 2 hours to sit to rise. Then you will have to work the dough again, give the shape, and another hour. So it's something that you can organize over a weekend. Probably you do the dough, then you do your things, and then you go back to the dough. So the dough is done with flour. This is what we call farina 00. That is all-purpose, plain, normal flour. Then we need some fine salt, extra virgin olive oil, always extra virgin, because the taste is affected by the good quality of olive oil. Then we need some yeast, brewery yeast. Today we are using fresh yeast. If you don't have the fresh, you can use the dried one. And then water. And we have already fixed some of this yeast in the water, so it was already melted. On top of our focaccia, today we are going to have again extra virgin olive oil, rosemary, and rock salt. This is what we consider the basic normal one to be served instead of bread. But otherwise, you can have other things on top of it.
Sorry, focaccia, it's like a flat bread.
Focaccia is like a flat bread, but has a certain consistency. Then it depends on one kind of focaccia or the other, because bread and focaccia means such a general word for us. There are many different ones. Okay, we are working it in the bowl just because that's a suggestion we give everybody. Traditionally in Italy, we do a well of the flour, but then if you're not fast, the water goes everywhere. So let's work in the bowl. We work our flour here. We add the part with the yeast at first. Then a good pinch of salt in it. Okay. Then a little bit of water again. So we consider 2 glasses of water. Just to start. Here, usually this is enough, but you never know. You may need a little bit more. Then here we have some flour for our hands. So we can have always some flour to work. Okay. Then 2 spoons of olive oil. Olive oil just to give the taste to it. You see, this is extra virgin olive oil. Really, it makes the difference in the taste, absolutely. Okay, here we are. Go on mixing it. It's easy, you see, everything is very easily mixed. It's not really creates problem when you have water enough. For sure, it helps. So let's consider 2 glasses of water. It's good. Then if it's too sticky, you just use some flour again on your hand to get everything, to take the dough out of the bowl, to knead it. Because when we work with brewery yeast, we absolutely need to work it, to knead it. So some flour here, and then our dough. Oh, this is so soft, easy to work. Kneading technique. Oh, you may have many kneading technique. Anyway, let's consider that. You can do something with the fingertips, but then use the palm of your hand, not to destroy your hands. Okay? More you work, better it is. It's so happy when you work it, because the knead activate the yeast. So, and that's what we need, the activation of our yeast.
Is it true that you need warm hands?
Well, that's a thing that is something we believe so much in Italy, and I tell you sincerely that after seeing many people in action, we notice that it's true. If you have hot hands really activate the yeast much faster. So probably a person with hot hands will take less time in working a dough like this, or like a dough for a pizza. A person with cold hands can have a little bit more problem. It's not that the person with cold hands well, hard anyway, cold hands cannot work it. It may take just a little bit more time. But anyway, we have noticed that it's true that hot hands help so much. So, but the advantage, if you like also making gnocchi is much better if you work with cold hands. So there's an advantage always in life. Then if you have normal hands as I have, okay, you can work both. It may take other 2 minutes, but you can do that easily. Okay? So now, after working it, we let it sit in the bowl. If you have, you can use to leave it in the oven, so there is no draft of air coming in. Otherwise, you can let it out next to a warmer place, but covered. And then we do cut an X on top. So you have to consider that it has to find the door open to rise. It will be happier to find it already open. So this one now is going into the oven for 2 hours. So after 2 hours, we take our focaccia out of the bowl here. It's soft, very nice indeed. Then we fix some oil in the container. This is a normal one for cakes, just the advantage, because that's something probably you have. But otherwise, you could use another container. But
can I use a square or rectangular one?
You can use whatever shape you like. This is just because it's traditionally round for us, but then you can use another shape. Okay, here, oil at the bottom here, cover well with oil. Then we knead it a little bit, again. More kneading, it's always good to make it soft and to help it to rise better. A little bit, just like this. Then we fix in our container. To give you an idea, it's always just pushing from the center to the outside. And most of the time it's much better not with the fingertips, but here. Okay, here it is. In this way you enlarge it precisely for your container. Then you have to produce some holes, but not really holes, just a little bit, so with the fingertips or with this part, as you like. Then we will do a little bit better later on when we will cook it, and we have to prepare a mixture of water and oil just to fix on top. But now it has just to rest as it is, so it'll rise again. So another hour now of rising.
With something on top or
Nothing on top, just as it is. You see, if you just put your fingertips in the flour, it's easier to give the holes. You don't see focaccia before was rising for 2 hours. Then we worked it, we fixed into the container, and we left it to rise for another hour. You see the difference. Now what we have to do is we mix water and oil here. Then we will mix this. Then On the focaccia, we do some holes like this on top, and we brush the mixture of water and oil that helps the color and the taste. You see how nice it's becoming? So we take off also the extra flour that was there, because working it, kneading it, there was some extra flour. You see how nice it looks, so bright. Then on this one we decided to do the traditional one, so fixing some salt, and we use rock salt on top. You see some salt here and there, and then some rosemary. Rosemary, we get a sprig of rosemary, we take off in this way and spread here and there a little bit of rosemary. If you don't like rosemary, you prefer another herb, otherwise nothing, just the pure salt is perfect, absolutely perfect. And it looks like this. Now this is going in the oven for 30 minutes around, temperature of 200 centigrade, that means 400 Fahrenheit, okay? And wait for it. And here our focaccia is ready. The smell is good. Simo, can you smell it too?
Oh yes, it's
very
very
good.
good. I love.
Okay.
I already love it.
Because Simonetta is on the other side, but I need her just to communicate with somebody. I'm so much used to have somebody with me here. And this is our focaccia. Aren't we happy about our focaccia? This is hot. Then we see, okay, probably would be better to slice it when it's a little bit colder, but I want you to see how it looks inside. So you get an idea. If you have any time available to cook, you can organize yourself, because it takes so much time, but it lasts more days if you don't eat all of it. So you can enjoy it tomorrow or the other day. Isn't it great? And then you can stuff inside with something like cheese or salami or pickled or whatever you like. It's a very good thing. Buon appetito!
Buon appetito.